Okay, for tonight's video I'm going to have to excuse myself for all the Megazord spam, but you know what, I'm just going to finish this whole set because I want to. I don't have my able-bodied assistant with me today, but I'm going to power on. And we're going to review something which doesn't really fit on my set, so well done me. Power Rangers Samurai Claw Zord. Why Claw Zord? Because it's a lobster. Don't look at me, I didn't design it. And it's got its little lobster tail, got its little lobster antennae, it's got its claws that open, a little bit wibbly. They're on sort of like notched positions. They'll go the full 360. Got 2 little legs at the front, 3 this side, 3 that side. Nice little eyes. This is actually the second one my son has had. Well, parts of. I managed to find a junker. These horn parts here, they're on a hinge, and the other one, like the first one I had, they're actually really tight and they snapped. Just over time they snapped. It's unfortunate, but it happens. But this is a nice enough thing. It's quite long. You can straighten that out. You can bend it all the way to there if you really want. Yeah, just give it a little bit of bend just for... It's a thing. It's a lobster. How much fun will your kids get out playing with a lobster? Up to you. But you want a size comparison? Legacy drag strip. So it's a good old size. Don't get me wrong. It ain't small. Puts between his claws. Yeah, he will sit between the claws. That's how big this thing is. And this obviously turns into its own Megazord because, of course, why wouldn't it? So, first thing we do is straighten this up and pop this off, which is one of the hardest parts of the whole thing. These 2 little pegs go into these holes here. And it's not like they're just straight pegs, they're one of those weird ones that sort of bulb at the end so they get stuck. It's not a nice thing, so we pop that off. We split this, rotate it, and turn this piece around, and turn that around, and that will allow us to stand it up. Bring the camera up. I should have thought this through, but alright, it's fine. Okay, stay, camera, stay. Rotate these around, and I think he's got them on the wrong side, so we can fix that in a minute. We'll just pop them off, and it's just these joints have gotten a little bit loose. I don't know if the ones on the junker are better, but we can always have a look at that later. Or I can have a look at that on off screen. Put this back on. Fold the claw bits up to pad out the arms and make big chunky claw shoulder pads. Fold these little fins up. Rip off the lobster head, come on. That holds, there we go. 2 C-clips go into places there and there. And now we can split this and we'll keep hold of it for a second. Now, well, that's spoilers, isn't it? The whole thing's just falling apart on me. Goes back up, there we go. Now, there are ways to store, so you can stick this back here, this little piece here goes in there, and that goes onto that. So you can store that there. And these have got pegs and holes designed to go into each other. But this has got corresponding ones, so you can get this and that peg. See there, just above the peg, hang on. See there, it actually gets wider, just above the peg there, this piece and this piece. That's a hole with a groove in it, designed for those pieces, so you can plug that in there. Okay, and this will peg onto there. So you can store all these pieces on the back. And you're supposed to have like 3 different modes. I think this mode, you're supposed to use this as a fan. And I think on the original Sentai one, behave, and it sort of just plugs into the hand like that, and that's a fan. The original Sentai one, I believe, there was actually a little fold-out handle, but there isn't on this one. This head, or is that head the fan? And that one might be the swords. This one is the claws. He actually uses the pinchy claws. No, that's the pinchy claws. That's the normal one. Okay. There's 4 different heads. I think that's the fan. I think that's the swords. That's just normal, I'm going to punch you. And that's the claws. And I believe you can turn this instead if you prefer. But it's a lot easier to just run your finger across there. And I haven't shown the swords in the hand, so I might as well do that. Get that. Fold this over. And even now you can see the white there, like it's starting to crack. And stick that in the hand. You can do it that way, or you can do it that way. Depends if you want that to be seen on the outside or the inside. I'm not going to go silly with it. Take those off. Take that off. Now, he does have his own auxiliary Zord, which is the Octozord, which I will bring out later. But that can interact with the normal Megazord, which is here. So, about the same kind of size. That's possibly a bit chunkier. Yeah, about the same, about the same. The Octozord can combine with either of them and the flying backpacky thing, so I'll do that next, okay? But for now, obviously what you guys want to see is these two combine, because why wouldn't you? So I'm going to take this sword out because I don't think we need it. That always gets bent. I'm sick of straightening the thing. Move those out of the way. Oh, and for size comparison, there's Siege Brunt. So, you know, they're big leader, touching on Titan class kind of things. Okay, so for these to combine, I need to pop this helmet off and hide it inside the leg, as is tradition. Is it that way or is it this way? I think it's that way. As tradition. And trying to remember what I do after this. I think I fold down this head, lift up this chest piece, and I'm just going to rotate these arms down to the back. I can't remember what I do with them. I'll get to it, but I can't remember right now. And we might as well rip the legs off. So that's what we do with this guy, I think. I'll get to it. And this one, well, much the same. We're going to rip that arm off. We're going to rip that arm. Do we rip the arms off? No, I don't think we do, actually. I'm going to leave those arms on. I'm an idiot. What we're going to do is get this whole chest section that definitely didn't fall off before and just rip it off. So we've got this whole piece. We're going to rip the legs off. I'm going to put this piece off to the side. So the legs, we rotate the little toe bit down like it's going to go back into the thing and fold it down. And that's all we do there. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Right. Rotate that, fold it down. There we go. Oh, hang on. No. Let me turn this over. Excuse me. Turn this over. So now you rotate it round and you've got this little shape and the silvery bits. What you do with that is you find the corresponding one, you plug it into, and you plug it into, and then you put the body onto it, and what it does is it makes the body that much taller. And it gives it these things on the side, which kind of look like sort of like duster things, you know, like on a cowboy. I don't know. You get this piece, and I'm going to take these arms off. I don't know what I do. I'm not sure what I do with those yet. I'll get to it. And we get this, and we just shove this straight on the top. These pieces here that clip into grooves there. See these orange clips? Go around, and they clip onto there. Okay. Then we get this bit, and we fold this up. And we fold this up. Do we? Or do we do these? I think we do these. So we plug these in like we do for the weapon storage. So, they're on there like we do for the weapon storage. Fold these up. So they're now this big, weird set of antlers, like a Hela from Thor Ragnarok. Flip down this obvious face. This whole thing, I just tilt the camera up a little bit more. Okay. This whole thing comes over the top, and these two tabs go into the bits where the lobster head were in robot mode, and these go into these tabs here. It all clips in. Line it up, line it up. Yeah, stick that on top. Okay. Now what do we do with these? Do we just leave them hanging off the back? I think so, I can't remember. Yeah, we'll just leave them there, it's fine. It's fine, we'll just leave them there. And then we get the fan piece, and that clips straight onto the front, and becomes a chest pad. And there we have the Samurai Claw Mega Super Dupery Cherry on Top Megazord. I don't actually know what this thing's called. I should probably look into it. But let's go for a bit of shaky cam. It's actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie. It's actually really cool. This is possibly my favourite mode of all of these guys. I know it's not my set, it's my son's, but you know what? I'm allowed to have an opinion. Get my chair back in place, there we go. Yeah, this is quite cool. And again, if you want, you can flip around the claws and you can chompy. I might have to swap these arms out, these are a bit rickety. See if the other ones are any tighter. But, like I say, he's quite cool. I mean, these can't really do the 360 unless you pop these off. So I suppose you could pop them off and just have the Zords running around on your own. It's your choice. I don't think they go on here. I'm not sure they can fit on there. Oh no, they can. Guess I could shove them up here out of the way. Don't know if I'm meant to, but there you go. They're out of the way of the arms now. They're just stuck on the horns. It's ridiculous, it's ludicrous, and it's silly, and I really love it because of that. I mean, it's got all this hanging out the back for no good reason. If you want, you can flip this out and show the other Megazord head. Hi! It's absolutely stupid, it's really, really silly, and I kinda love it. Okay, so that's my review for today, and on Friday I'll do the Octozord, which I don't think combines with this mode, strictly speaking, but it combines with the Clawzord on its own, it combines with this Megazord on its own, the base Megazord on its own, and it combines with the fly-in set on its own. And then you can kind of put them all together, but it's not really a combination. Can I still put that down there? No, it won't sit in there like a sword anymore. That's a shame. Okay, excuse me, my nose is starting to run because I sneezed. Oh, good times. So, size comparison, if you want it. That's Siege Brunt. See, all the way down there. That's how big this thing is. You know what? You're not supposed to like Megazords because they're silly, especially the modern ones because they're all a lot cheaper compared to the Japanese versions. But there's just something satisfying about slapping loads of things together and just making something huge. And the connections are a lot easier and chunkier than, say, Unite Warriors Devastator, which is on the shelf up there somewhere. He's awesome, huge, he makes this look small. But you don't want to break him because he's quite fragile. Well, he's not fragile, but you just don't want to break him. Whereas these, bam, clap, snap, bam, bam, big Megazord. You gotta love that. Okay, my nose is literally running like a tap now, so I'm gonna run away. So, I should be ugly, I should be wretched, and I shall see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.